Ross Perot Jr., thank you first for hosting us at your house, at your ranch.
Well, honored to have everybody
now,
here.
does your lawn always look like this?
There's a normal Texas barn. This is what we do in
sure.
Texas.
A few rockets and
rockets and all the new flying vehicles.
Exactly.
The future's really here right now for the next 2 days.
It's exciting. It's quite a backyard. Funny story. I'll go back to 1992. I was just out of college. I don't want to date myself. I was interviewing your dad when he was running for president, and he was telling me about this Alliance Airport project and talking about what his son was up to. So 30 years later, roughly, here we are, looking in the greater area here. What have you seen over the last 30 years in terms of the idea of Alliance, and correct me if I'm wrong, was you were building an industrial airport, the first industrial airport in America. And that was everyone, I'm sure a lot of people thought, what is that?
What is that? Sure.
And so tell us, give us a 30.
Go back to the really, really big picture. In 1985, 86, we started this. Only 3 million people lived in Dallas-Fort Worth. Now we have 8 million. We've added 5 million people into the market. This part of Dallas-Fort Worth where we're sitting is the last big undeveloped piece of Dallas-Fort Worth. We start off with 2,500 acres 35 years ago. Now we have 27,000 acres. And so we've grown, we've reinvested. We have 562 companies here today. 66,000 people go to work here every day.
Yep.
We have over 65 of the Fortune 500 here. So it's amazing who's come, and we're only half developed.
Right.
15,000 homes have been built, another 15,000 to go. So it's the growth of the region, but also go back to where we were in the 80s. We didn't know that, no one heard of the internet in the 80s.
Right.
No one heard of Amazon or Facebook. So you look at our big clients today, we had no idea what they would be. So this conference is helping us determine what is the next Amazon? What is the next Facebook? Where's the next Steve Jobs? Where's the next Elon Musk? Because this is the group of entrepreneurs we have, and so we're getting in front of the next great revolution.
And it's, it's kind of interesting when you have, you're a huge real estate developer. You see a lot of real estate developers, they'll put a golf course in the center and build around. You're doing this around mobility. I mean, it seems like the whole theme is this whole region is mobility.
Well, it's airports. We have the largest industrial airport, as you mentioned. We have one of the larger intermodal railroad yards in the world. I mean, we have a lot out here, and we can handle any kind of business that would move into this part of the United States. We can handle from Chuck Schwab across the lake with their corporate headquarters. We have Deloitte University behind us. We train 50,000 associates from Deloitte every year here. So we do, and we also have golf. We have a 9-hole Gilhan's par 3. So there's a little bit of golf here.
But I
think the main thing is we're patient. We want the highest quality companies. We're going to be here. We've been here 35 years. We'll be here 35 years from now as we help build and develop this part of Dallas-Fort Worth.
But let's get to the theme of which is mobility. I mean, you're an aviator yourself.
Right.
A record holder, flying a helicopter around the world. What have you seen over the last 30? It seems like we're at a moment now where we moved from some of these ideas that have always been in science fiction or in a business plan to actually starting to see prototypes.
Well, you're seeing the technology evolve so quickly that what was a dream has now become reality. So these flying taxis, I mean, they're flying. And with the new technology coming and the improvements in batteries, and the battery technology will improve, AI and quantum computing will radically improve the battery. And so with the new developments, you'll have better, more productive batteries, which are the key for a lot of these vehicles. The electric engine is going to be critical part of this infrastructure. And we have a lot of the supply chain now around the electric engine being built at Alliance.
Give our viewers an idea of timetables. How, people have been waiting for this for, some people their whole lives.
Well, Jetsons. We go all the way back to when we were kids.
Exactly.
So basically, the timeline right now, the autonomous truck, that's becoming very relevant. And we're now running autonomous trucks from Alliance to Houston every day. 99% of the route is all done autonomous. There's still humans in the truck, but there's a real business case for an autonomous truck. And our community is now building autonomous truck lanes with our toll lanes. So at night, you can actually run autonomous trucks. So the autonomous truck is almost here. The autonomous car will take a little bit of time because now it's a more difficult equation than the truck. The flying vehicles, I think, become before the car because the vehicle, believe it or not, flying vehicle is simpler than the driving vehicle. And so I think these products will be here quickly, and the FAA and our government has embraced these ideas. So I think they'll be here probably in 10 years, you'll have the autonomous flying vehicle without a pilot. Now in a couple of years, these vehicles will be flying with pilots, and they'll be going into the Olympics flying a lot of athletes. This is the first big promotion they'll do. So it's here before the average American can get a ride on autonomous taxi, probably 10 years.
We can. I think that's a timeline we can see and wait for. You mentioned, FAA and regulators. How important, Alliance? It was a pioneering private-public partnership.
Absolutely.
So tell us what's going on in that area, because nothing's going to happen without that.
So you've got to have public-private partnership. If you're in transportation and if you're developing a flying vehicle, you're married to the FAA.
Yep.
And so you're with the FAA. And so what we're doing is bringing the FAA along. And the FAA wants to develop these vehicles. I mean, they want to be part of the team, but you bring them in early, show them what you're doing, and bring them. And so that always will be a limiting factor.
Because I think that's very interesting here, because you've got a room full of hyper capitalists. We got 2 hyper capitalists here, and yet there seems to be a real willingness for regulation, because it seems like the regulation is the key to getting these things in the market. How do you toggle that?
Well, the FAA is going to be, they're there to protect their passengers, and they will not take a risk with an American life or any life. And so our FAA will be careful, they'll be prudent, but they will allow this technology to evolve, and they're going to have to let it evolve because we're running out of pilots.
Right.
And so they're not
just like we're
pilots.
short truck drivers.
So, you're going to have automation coming in, and the FAA sees it. And with today's technology, we'll be able to do it. But the human life will be the last part. Trucking can happen sooner.
What, looking around your lawn here, what is the technology that you're most excited about that you're seeing here at the UP.Summit?
Well, I think certainly the trucking, because that hits our business right away. What kind of warehouse do we build for an autonomous truck? I love the drone delivery, because getting back to what I do every day, how are we going to build a warehouse that does drone delivery?
Right.
Are the drones in the parking lot or the drones on the roof?
Right.
And what kind of roof structure will you build? And I think one day you'll have the drones on the roof, and the racking and sewering systems will deliver the product right to the drone, right to your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it's probably the trucking and the drones I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
But then it's that backstage technology. It's the enabling technology. As a pilot, I fly Dallas-Fort Worth every day, every week. I'm flying around. Where will the drones be?
Right.
When I'm in that helicopter, what altitude will I fly? What altitude will the drones fly?
Right.
Am I going to get out of the way of the drone, or is the drone going to have to get out of my way?
Right.
So these are the
a
backstage.
Drone strike as the new bird strike, right?
Well, we've had drone strikes. I mean, that is now a problem around major airports. So this is where it's what the normal consumer wouldn't see, but there's a huge business in deconfliction and how we're going to run this new world.
Well, it dovetails, this mobility revolution. At the same time, AI's got to play a huge part in that. How much are you seeing in terms of
AI is going to be this AI revolution? So AI will enable everything we've talked about. And you take AI and quant, you'll be shocked at how this technology will improve. Is always the battery was a limiting factor. No one could break the code on the battery. AI and quant will help us break that code to get a better battery.
Well, it's all exciting. We appreciate you hosting us.
Hope you have a
here
good
at the
time.
ranch. The future of the world is here, at the Circle T Ranch this
We've
week,
never
so.
had this many new flying vehicles in one spot anywhere.
Yeah, it's super fun.
And so this is an incredible group of vehicles, but even more incredible, the group of people. This is, the next Steve Jobs is here. The next Elon is here. The next Jeff Bezos is here. These great entrepreneurs, the next generation is coming. I think they're at the ranch today.